along with founder and president of the Article 3 Project. That's Mike Davis. So, Mike, you know, Jack Smith crawls back to federal court, his tail between his legs. He's got a shiny new indictment, of course, in hand, trying to distract voters. Yet you have a Supreme Court who made it pretty clear where the law lies on presidential immunity. So what's going on here? What is the latest?
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have tried to bankrupt Trump. They've tried to throw him in prison for the rest of his life. They've tried to take him off the ballots. And when the Supreme Court stepped in and stopped this unprecedented Democrat lawfare and election interference, now Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want to destroy the Supreme Court that got in their way. Trump faced 2 assassination attempts, including almost having his head blown off on national TV. A millimeter and a millisecond saved him by the grace of God. Look, the Biden and Kamala know that Joe Biden is going to beat Kamala Harris like a drum on November 5th, 2024. You're seeing all these swing states fall in line for President Trump. He's going to win comfortably, handily, so long as his supporters get out and vote as early as possible. And they have proven they will do whatever it takes. Biden and Kamala will do whatever it takes to try to stop Trump, because for those who pretend like they are the defenders of democracy, they are awfully destructive to democracy.
So let me ask you about Manhattan Criminal Court, that case, and the conviction that he got. Trump's not going to be sentenced until after the election. Do you think that'll have any impact at all, that it's just hanging out there, or like nobody cares?
So this corrupt Democrat judge, Juan Merchan, who illegally donated to Biden and Kamala, and whose adult daughter, Lauren Merchan, is raising millions of dollars off of this unprecedented criminal trial over which her father, Judge Juan Merchan, is presiding, clearly has to recuse from this case. He's starting to feel the pressure. He moved back the sentencing from September 18th to, I think it's November 26th. That's after the election. And so I would say to your viewers, this is your choice for November 5th. Do you want President Trump to go to Rikers Island, or do you want President Trump to go back to the White House? Because those are the 2 choices for this election.
Well, if it's up to Merchan, he might go to Rikers Island before he goes to the White House. Who knows with that guy? But let me ask you, how in the world is there still a partial gag order on Donald Trump in that case? It's over with.
Yeah, well, first of all, if there's anyone on the planet who must have the constitutional right to speak out against the judge, the prosecutor, the staff, the witnesses, and the process, it is a criminal defendant going through the criminal process. And this Soros-funded Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg, along with this senior Biden-Kamala political appointee, Matthew Colangelo, and this corrupt judge, Juan Merchan, have put an unconstitutional gag order on President Trump, where he can't talk about the fact that Lauren Merchan is raising money off this case, or that Matthew Colangelo got deployed from the number 3 office in the Biden-Kamala Justice Department. He can't respond to Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen, who are raising money, trashing President Trump publicly, smearing him. If anyone needs a gag order, it's those 2. Trump can't even talk about the fact that this Manhattan jury pool voted 87% for Joe Biden. If Trump talks about any of those 5 things, Merchan is threatening to throw him in Rikers Island.
It's disgraceful that this is still being allowed to happen. And the higher courts in New York have affirmed that. That's what's so ridiculous. Meanwhile, the president held a record-breaking rally on Long Island this past week. I was there. It was absolutely packed inside and out. And he had some words for the crowd about what a second attempt on his life means for the MAGA movement. Watch this.
These encounters with death have not broken my will. They have really given me a much bigger and stronger mission. They've only hardened my resolve to use my time on earth to make America great again, for all Americans, to put America first. And to put America first.
You mentioned that earlier. You were talking a little bit about that. I mean, what's your thoughts when he says something like that? This guy has a spine of steel.
Yeah, I mean, he's the toughest person I know in politics, and he's right, and he knows that he is right on a lot of these issues. Look, it was by the grace of God that saved him in Butler, and maybe, just maybe, Trump is becoming a bit more religious in his outlook in life, and that's probably a good thing. He knows that there's a higher purpose, and he's doing this because he knows he has to save our country.
Mike, what do you think the president's going to say today at his rally in North Carolina?
I think he's going to continue to pound on the message that Kamala Harris is Joe Biden's border czar who let in over 10 million illegal immigrants who are destroying our country with their migrant crime. They've taken over 20,000 Haitians getting sent to a town of 60,000. In Ohio, you have Aurora, Colorado, where Venezuelan gangs have taken over apartment complexes. He will fix that on day one, just like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris broke the border on day one. Biden will fix it. Kamala Harris was also the tie-breaking vote in the Senate on Bidenomics that caused our inflation to get out of control, to make it impossible for real Americans and real America to make ends meet. Trump will fix these like he fixed them before. Those are the two issues, the border and the economy, and Trump is very strong on both of those issues.
Apparently she wasn't the border czar because Wikipedia scrubbed it from its site, so that should tell you everything you need to know. Mike Davis, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
All right. Not too far away from President Trump taking the stage in Wilmington, North Carolina.